As the sixth great-grandson of President Thomas Jefferson and his slave Sally Hemings, what does that mean to you?
The legacy of my ancestors is complicated because, we go back to a president, but we also go back to a slave owner. A lot of people don't like to talk about that aspect, but I think you have to take Thomas Jefferson and his totality. That this was a man who owned over 600 slaves, and that makes you angry that he enslaved that many people that were my family members, and then had children with one of them. So it's complex. You're proud of his accomplishments and the things he did as a founding father, but he also founded this country and the people in it because they were his
Yes.
family members. So it's complicated. Sometimes you like him, sometimes you hate him, and you're just angry that he didn't do more for the benefit of those that were enslaved. So many people want us to move on and act like slavery didn't happen. No, it happened. It was horrible. And we know who took part in that. So let's acknowledge that and not just put Jefferson on a pedestal and act like he was a great hero. He was also a person who owned human beings. We have to address it. We have to recognize it. We have to discuss it. And then we can get to a point of healing and reconciliation. But we can't get there until we start talking. I think it's amazing to know where you come from and what has gone on in your family previously. And a lot of people say you don't know where you're going unless you know where you come from. I don't necessarily agree with that because a lot of people don't know where they come from and may never be able to find out where they come from, but they can still make sure they're going in the right direction.
Tell us about your book, Jefferson's Children, the story of one American family.
I co-authored the book with Jane Feldman, who's a photojournalist and author out of New York. Jane and I went around the country meeting, four generations of descendants from Jefferson's wife, Martha, and his enslaved woman, Sally Hemings. And it was an amazing experience to be able to let these people, for the first time, tell their stories, to talk about their heritage that for many years only maybe historians and people from Monticello may have told. It was about just hearing stories of discrimination, racism, triumph, stories of forgiveness and healing and reconciliation, stories of fear and people who had Confederate flags tattooed on their body, and people who
Yeah.
didn't understand the story, people who were finding out they were Black for the first time, what that does to people. Some people in the Black community who felt like they were never dark enough to be accepted by the Black community, never light enough to be accepted by the white community, so they were stuck in the middle. My mother even talking about looking white, but raising Black boys
Mm.
and the struggles that she had to go through. So it's something for everyone to take home and to really understand and really to connect with, to empathize with, and to hopefully come to a better place of understanding race relations in this country and how each and every one of us can be a part in healing that and those wounds of this country, but also be a part of making this country a better place.
Thanks for watching. For more Bradshaw Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.